welcome to the show. Today we have a very special guest, Denmark in the house. Ooh, ooh, ooh. The only Danish speaker so far that I've ever had on. Her name is Frederikke, and I met her about a week ago when she did a huge event in Copenhagen, and I was blown away. I thought, who is this woman? She's even trained with Dr. John Gray. I actually don't know if he's a doctor, but John Gray, that we all know of. And she is an expert in Mars and Venus expert, which is the difference between men and women. And I am super excited to have her on the show. Frederikke, thank you so much. And she's also my new friend here in Aarhus, where I live. And I'm so glad to thank you so much for coming on. I know that it's a huge stress and there's language barriers and everything, but thank you so much for jumping on board and helping me on my mission to help women stop fighting with their husbands. Thank you.
Thank you, Samantha. Thank you so much for inviting me to this interview. Thank you so much. And thank you for the sweet words.
I'm super excited. I really am. I was so happy to meet you. It's like, way, I'm back doing business the way I love with amazing women, helping each other, just lift each other up. And what you're doing in the world is, I feel like I've met my kindred spirit, because it really is interesting. And you so nailed it in your presentation about the difference between men and women. And first of all, I want you to share your story, if you don't mind, with the audience and how you got into this work and just a bit about yourself.
Yes, of course I will. Actually, it started around 5 years ago when I had to go to a divorce with my ex-husband. And actually, I went for a personal crisis. I couldn't feel myself. I have a lot of problems with my self-esteem, and everything was a little bit black. So I was starting a journey to work with myself and find out what I would like to do in my life, who I want to become. And actually what I will do for the next half path of my life. So I started to coaching a lot of women, and for around 1 year ago, I found my old book from Men Are from Mars and Women Are from Venus. And this is an old book, actually, for 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So I started to read this book, and I was very curious about all this stuff John is writing about, because I also been in the dating world, and I think a lot of women and men will recognize a lot of different between men and women. And then I started to study a lot of things on the internet, on YouTube, and watch a lot of video with John. And then I found out he actually had a education. So I took the education, and now I'm starting to learn why is men doing like this and why is women act like this. So this is a very a new world, actually, but it makes so much sense when you know all this thing.
Is there a sense of relief, or what does it feel like to have this aha moment?
Yes, it's a really aha moment. It's like the last what you call it, den sidste brik, der falder på plads.
Sorry, of the puzzle. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And then it really makes sense. This you acting like this because of this and this, and so it's really it's really helpful. And now I just have a mission to help so many people just to learn why are we so different. It doesn't mean that we're not what do you call it,
why we're just as much worth, or
we still are, but we are just very different. And this is very important to know. And the big challenge actually for both men and women is we are giving what we want to have, instead of giving what our partner would like to have. And this is the big challenge, because we're giving and giving and giving, and we don't get what do we want back. So, and then the fight is starting, and communication, and all this stuff.
Super important point. I'm curious, when you had this aha moment, was it more relief about accepting yourself, or was it like, that's why he acts like that? Or was it like, oh, it's okay that I act like that?
It's both. It's definitely both. Yes, because oh, now I know why I'm reacting like that. Why is it I have struggled with all this? And okay, why doesn't he call back? Or why is he pushing away? Why is he doing all this stuff? And now I know, okay, he doesn't push away because he doesn't like me. It's because he just needs some space, and he has to build up his testosterone. And after that, he can come back to me.
That was a really important point in your wonderful presentation that you did. I just have to tell the audience that you did an amazing presentation. I felt like you were a super professional, that you'd done it 1,000 times before. And it was actually one of your first. So you're a natural. It was the thing about him withdrawing. That was really a big aha moment for me. So maybe the listener, the woman who's watching, I don't know if you're in the same situation, but when your man withdraws, or shuts down on you, as you may perceive it, Frederikke can maybe go into details a little bit about why he does it, and it doesn't actually have anything to do with you. Yeah, I like that part.
Actually, I call when a man goes to his cave.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes, when you get home from work, or both of you come home from work, the woman they're starting to do a lot of things at home. We have to clean, we have to do the laundry, we have to go to the kitchen. And actually it's almost, we're starting a new job when we go home. And when a man come home, he's normally, a lot of men actually need to rest a little bit. Sometimes they go to the couch and just have to lay down and relax, maybe take a little nap. Sometimes they want just to, go to the telephone, maybe watch the sport in the television, or go to his garage in the basement, or whatever he likes to do. But the difference is when a man, a man have a lot of testosterone in the body in the morning. Everybody know that. Yeah, and in the day, when the days go and he is doing his job and doing a lot of problems, the testosterone is going down, and a lot of cortisol will go up in the body. And if you want to go take down the cortisols, there is a stress hormone, you have to build up his testosterone again. And when a man goes to his cave, his testosterone start to build up again.
So his stress goes down.
Yes, stress goes down. Yes. And actually, a thing men also do, if they have a problem, or if they are thinking about some stuff they cannot find out how to do right now, they will just park the problem here and go to the cave and think about something else. And after a while, he will go back to the problem and see, okay, how can I fix it?
It's actually super smart. I really believe that I'm envious of Toast, my ex-husband. I didn't see it, but he was on the right path, right? I was on the wrong. That made me even more angry subconsciously, I think.
Yeah.
So smart.
Yeah. So actually it's very important to let a man have a rest when he comes home. A lot of people was just like, oh, he's just on the couch again, and now he's not.
We envy that.
Yeah, he's not helping me. He's not doing anything. I have to solve all the problems. I have to do everything at home, and he's just lying there and go into himself. He doesn't tell me about his problem, and that is also a very important things about men. They like to fix their own problems, because when you are from Mars, it's if you have to be a success, you can do things yourself. So don't try to pull out all the words from him, and don't speak to him. The biggest favor you can actually do is give him 20 minutes on the couch. Don't speak to him. Don't do anything.
Just don't be angry. Don't walk around.
Don't be angry. No, of course not. Don't be angry. Don't be angry.
We have a way of like indirectly, or I know I did, indirectly blaming, or if the story inside my head, that's the one I found I had to manage. Because if the story is, oh, he's never helping, blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
Then, that's what I send out.
Yes. But of course, men can also do something for women. It's not only us or the men that have to relax and do something.
But I think it's important in my journey anyway, sorry to interrupt, is that if we think about what he should or shouldn't do, for me, that put me down the war path. So if I stay on my own turf and think about what I can do right now, every time I jump over and think about what he should do, something happens that I go down the war path and I create more war. So
Yes.
just focusing on what we can do, and just know that if I'm coaching a man, I'll tell him what he should do, right? But right now I'm talking to the woman, and that's why we're talking about what women should do. And one of the things is to not think about what he should or shouldn't do, because we're going to get annoyed and angry, and we're not going to make love in any sense of the word.
Exactly. Yes.
Sorry. I have a big problem about talking. It's a big problem in my marriage.
Okay, I think it's good. Now, of course, the man also have to do something for the woman, because, you know, do you know what one of the biggest things when women come to me, they have one big complaint about men. Do you know what it is?
You asked it at the big conference. He never talks to me.
No, almost. He never listens to me.
He never listens. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, this is a big. He's never listened to me, and when he does, he's just trying to fix all the things for me. And this is because men like to fix things. So, and we are, when women complain, because we complain a lot. It feels like you have a connection to other people. When we are from Venus, it's natural to complain or tell how you feel and how was your day. And when you're complaining, it's just because you want to feel connected to someone else. It's not because you're saying a lot of bad things. But for a man, he feels like, oh, now she's complaining again, and it's about me, but it's not about him. It's not about him. And if you have a problem at work and you have complained about this problem maybe for 2 weeks, he will just think, why doesn't she quit? Why doesn't she
stop working?
It's not working. And if he say that because he wants to fix the problem, women just think, is he stupid? I don't want to quit. I cannot quit. I need the money. I just want you to listen to me. Actually, the only need she had is he can just say, oh, honey, I can feel it. I can hear you had a hard day. Come here. I will give you a hug or a kiss and something like that. I really understand you. And when he just telling her that he understand, this is just it. It's actually very easy. He don't have to fix anything or nothing else. He just have to listen. So now I'm getting to the point what he can do after he have been on the couch or in the basement, in the cave. He can give a woman 20 minutes where he's just focused on her. No phone, no newspaper, no nothing. Just look at your girlfriend, your wife or whatever, and just ask, honey, how was your day? And listen and just say, I understand you. Oh, I can hear what you're saying. Oh, honey, come here. I will give you a hug. Yeah. And when a man do this, I promise you, the oxytocin will go up. The level will go up for a woman, because when we have cortisol in our body, we have to take it down with oxytocin.
We need oxytocin, and men need testosterone to be.
Yes, exactly.
Unstressed.
Men also need oxytocin, but not at the same level as we do. Yeah. So this is one of the easiest way. And I just promise you, if a man listens to this, if you do this without your wife have to ask you about it, I promise you will get so many points. Yeah, she will be so happy, and she will just think, oh, what a wonderful man I have. He's thinking about me and he cares about me. And this is, yes, such a great thing for women.
Yeah. And I just wanted to let you know, I saw Frederikke's interview with John Gray. It was amazing. He really has, he just has this wisdom in him about this. He has a way of saying it. And
he's just amazing.
Yeah, like our problem is to receive. So we like to give as women, but our problem lies in receiving. So maybe we can actually receive our men to do what we want by just giving them space.
And you can teach them.
Yeah.
You can teach them. Yeah. You have to teach them. Or as you say, the big problem is a lot of women is giving too much instead of receiving. Actually, the man is the hunter. We're going back, and the woman have to receive what he's bringing to her. If she's giving him too much, his interest will fall.
If she's giving him too much?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, or giving him what he doesn't perceive as love.
Yes, exactly.
I remember saying to Torsten, because I was just thinking out loud, and I didn't want him to like act. I'm just thinking out loud. You don't have to respond to it. But because he doesn't think out loud, he will never, even though I tell him I'm thinking out loud, it's completely illogical to him. So in his mind, there is no such thing as thinking out loud. It doesn't matter how many times I tell him, honey, I'm just thinking out loud. You don't need to listen. He will still listen. And the same thing happens when he talks to me. I actually go into fix-it mode too. So it's like, you can't take it back. Once you've said it, it's out there. There's no turning back.
And this is also a thing women really have to teach themselves. Don't try to fix a man's problems, because if he feel you are fixing his problem, he doesn't feel like he is a success. So he have to do it by himself. Just give him advice if he asks for it, or ask him, honey, is it okay? I can give you advice, or can I say something? Just ask him before.
Yeah. So
don't just give it to him, because he will just feel, oh, you don't think I can handle this by myself?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's and actually, I also have a tip for how you can learn a man to listen to you. So you just have to practice a little bit. Start with a small talk. When you come home and you look at your husband and you just say to him, sweetie, honey, can you just listen to me for just 2 minutes? You don't have to say anything at all. You just listen. And he will say, okay, I can do this. It's easy. And say yes. And then you just complain about all your day in these 2 minutes. And not about him, but all how you have the feeling you have the day you were confused, there was stress and all these things. So you can just go out with your feelings. And when you finish, you just look at him very quick and give him a big hug and a kiss and say, oh, honey, I love you so much. Thank you because you listen. And then you go very fast to another room. And he will just be like this. Oh, what did I do? Oh, what did I do? I'm like a superhero. And then he will just feel that it was easy to listen. And when he's starting to feel this success when listening, he will be better at it after time. And you can go up from 2 minutes to 5 minutes. And yeah.
That's an amazing, how did you come up with this? It's an amazing strategy. It's just, it really makes sense.
Yeah. But actually, it's from John Gray. I cannot take the honor from it myself, but actually, it works. So just try.
Do it. That's what I find also. Do what works, because oftentimes we get stuck doing something that doesn't work. And it's the simplest advice I just got from Bob Proctor. Like, what are you doing? What works? What doesn't? I mean, most of the time we do what doesn't work, and that's why we're stuck fighting. It doesn't work.
Fighting all the time.
Do something else, see if it works. And if it doesn't, stop. I think men really got it together when they walk away from their problem instead of, even if it's IT or whatever it is, I'll keep going like, it's just, that it's just a waste of time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're really smart. We should be more like men, and maybe they should be more like us, and then we'll be perfect.
Yes. Yeah. And you know what? This is also, if you, a lot of problems, both men and women have. If you just want to change, I will be happy. So you want someone else to change their behavior because you want to be happy.
And also the denial, like you said to me, so there are a lot of feminists that don't like John Gray, but that denying the fact that we're different is starting from a lie. So we are different, but when we accept that and acknowledge that, we can try to mirror, like if I become like my husband, who's actually a supporter, I'm going to do so much better in business and all my relationship because he's not like me. Action. So, but we have to start out from an honest place that we're different. We have like, I hate you. Like if we're not honest about what's going on inside of us and that we are very different as men and women. We can't, because then we don't need to turn into men and they don't need to turn into women at all. No. But if we mirror what they do, I think we're envious of men's ability to think of nothing. Like Torsten asked me, what are you thinking about once? And I talked for 20 minutes straight and he never asked me since. And I always ask him, hey, what are you thinking about? And he goes, nothing. I'm like, how many times can you think, how can the mind have nothing inside it? To me, it's always filled, right?
But actually there is a place in a man's brain. There is a nothing place.
Nothing box.
And he's not lying when you're asking him, what are you thinking about?
I was wondering if he was lying, but I think we're envious of that because we have so many thoughts and emotions. And John Gray also taught me this, like hippocampus and the blood flow and so we're just envious of his way of doing it because he's got it like right in many ways.
Yeah, but women have so many thoughts all the time, and it's going like.
It's like penis envy should really be called peace of mind envy.
Yeah.
Amazing. Do you want to, I don't know, you have so much wisdom and I don't even know where to begin. And we also usually only do 20 minutes. You know so much about the hormones and you know so much about the brain and the difference. You started out by saying that we give, and that we give what we want to get ourselves. And that's the main problem. If you like have the one thing to help the woman out there get to the same like aha that you did, because you're in a new relationship now and we learn from our mistakes, right? So whether or not it's the same,
I'm still learning all the time.
Yeah. And what's your best advice for the woman watching right now if she's stuck fighting with her husband and she's in that, she can't get out of that loop?
The best advice for not giving too much, or what do you mean?
Just how can we help the woman who's watching who wants to stop fighting? Because I remember what it was like. I was so stuck and I just wanted someone to help me because it's the love of my life. And I assume it is for the woman watching with us today. Like it feels like spilled love. It feels like I didn't know what to do. So
no, but actually it is the best advice is to start to understand the other part. Mm-hmm. What does he want? How does he feel? How is he reacting about the things different than you are? Mm-hmm. And don't stop giving what you want yourself. And this is a big challenge. I know that. But if you're starting to work with it, you will be better and better and better. And but this is a very important thing. Yeah.
I love that. Understanding your husband.
Yes, and the other way too, of course, because when you understand, it's gonna be so much easier for you, and you don't feel the pain. Mm-hmm. Because you sometimes you will get hurt because he's not acting like you want to. Why doesn't he say this to me? Why doesn't he call me? Why doesn't he do this? And then when you understand why he's reacting like he do, you will find out, oh, it's not because he doesn't like me. It's not because he doesn't love me. It's because he has something else right now. And when a man focus normally at one thing at the time, mm-hmm. Women are doing a lot of multitasking, but a man is focusing on this right now if you have a problem, and then he can come back to you after that. And this is just a big relief because so you know, oh, when he's finished here, he can come back to me.
I love that because it is insecurity. I remember having these stories like if you loved me, he would do this. If he did it, yes. But that's not what's going on. It's my false story.
No, he has a lot of no, it's not like that.
Because our husband do love us, and then we make up this story. Oh, he doesn't love me. It's not true.
Yeah, it's like a drama queen sometimes. Yeah.
So I was like, I'd never been in a relationship before. I only had like my longest relationship was 3 weeks before I met Torsten, and we got married. And so I just everything just came out. It was like with this woman in me that had been hidden away. This vulnerable woman just. It was like I was pregnant times 100 all the time, and it was like, yeah, it was wild.
Yeah, it is wild.
Poor man, I really feel sorry for him. Because that's like I could always go over and hug him, but he was afraid because he'd been rejected once, and I didn't realize how sensitive he is and how much that rejection really sat in him. And actually, always hug him. How lucky am I, right?
I promise you, there is 10 different blocks with the most people have, and this is also a very good point to start to find out. What do you have? Do you have some blocks yourself? So you can release this block. Sometimes you have a block that will do this, that you cannot have the love that you deserve. So it's very important to find out if I have the blocks. And John Gray also have 10 different love tanks that you can do for yourself to build up your own oxytocin, and then you will feel joy, happiness, love without a man, without other people, without things around you, but just from yourself. And this is very important because you have to feel yourself. 90% of the oxytocin is from you, and only 10 is from a partner. So this is very important. Yeah.
Very, very interesting. And I just have to say again, the trick, or what we should call it, about asking him to listen to you for only 2 minutes instead of 20, and then just saying thank you and walking away, it's brilliant.
Just try this.
It's really, because how is he supposed to know? Like he thinks just as different as we think. Like to me it's unlogical, but he does, but to him it's the same.
And I'll say one thing, I promise you, the biggest wish a man has is to have a woman that is happy.
Exactly.
And when he's starting to fix things, is because he wants to help you. Oh, honey, you have this problem. Okay, I will fix it for you. I will fix it for you because so you can be happy. But we don't want to fix it. We just want to, you just have to understand me. You just have to listen to me. And a man doesn't know that.
And I also found, because that was one of why can't he understand? And I had to let go of that and just accept a man will never understand a woman completely, because our mind is so different. It's like trying to put something square to something round. So once I let go of, I would explain, and it just sounds like blame and like stop blaming and get rid of the notion. Stop trying to make him understand your feelings, because it's like me understanding how the car engine works. Like even on the day that I want to and I listen, I just don't get it at all.
But also one thing, if you really have if you really need big support, call a friend, call a girlfriend, call your mother, call your sister, call them all. Sometimes we do. Call first my sister, the other sister, my friend, my mother. And this is how we do when we are stressed or we have problems. We are connecting to other people's. Oh, I feel so good when I can talk about it. I can come out with my feelings. And a man is going to the cave and be quiet.
And that's actually where he might learn from us, because it does build up. But his biggest wish is not for us to say everything that's on our mind. So when we do that, it's because that's what we would love him to do. And he doesn't do it.
No, he doesn't do it because he doesn't like it.
But it's okay. And I think we're in the right here, because not if we bitch about our husband, but if we say what's really our darkest, deepest secrets, that's such a relief. And it's going to help.
Yes, of course you have to talk together and say a lot of things. But, I think the biggest challenge is the daily, what we call it, the daily
mind chatter.
All the time. And he's just thinking, oh, she's complaining all the time.
Talking like he cannot have all these words.
It's him. And it's not you. It's just the way we are.
And it's going to sound like blame to him most of the time. We're in a really loving space. That's why we should make love first and then maybe talk, say one or two things.
You know what? The most important, when my man's heart is the most open, it's just before sex.
Not after?
So
okay, before.
So
before sex.
Before. And so if you have something important to talk about with your husband, so do it just before sex.
Just before sex. Interesting. I also heard that we can manifest when we climax. So if there's something you really want your husband to, think about it right when you orgasm, and it's going to happen.
Oh,
I had a client who did it with money while because we had talked about it. And then the next day she got 10 offers for somebody to work with her.
Okay.
It felt like she was using him. but it helped. So anyways, so there are many different paths to get what we want, right? So why go down the one that doesn't work? Try different things. And I find sex to be a real miracle tool, love making, instead of talking. And you're like, that's what we're saying. I want to make love to you. We get into these fights and it's so stupid because we might as well be making love. We're fighting because we're not making love. And we're not making love because we're fighting. So we take our clothes off. Or start whatever. There are many ways to make love. I had to say that we did that for 10 years and we never talked. So we also need to talk. Things bubble up inside.
Of course you need to talk. This is the most important for a woman. So of course we have to talk.
Yeah. Thank you so much for I really love your wisdom. And there's so many things because I've just been focused on what I could do, but really looking at it from my husband's point of view in the way you explain it is just brilliant.
Okay, thank you. I hope my English was okay.
Your English is perfect. Yeah, you're perfect. Thank you so much for coming on. Do you have, I don't know if I told you actually, but every speaker has a free gift for the audience, which is a way that they can get in contact with you. Because I'm sure a lot of women out there are going to want to dive into all your wisdom. And
yes, of course I can give something. I can give you 100 ways to get more oxytocin.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yes.
And whatever you think about might be a good way to connect with the audience if you're up for some English speaking clients and if you have time for it.
And you can also find the video with John Gray if you want to watch it in my YouTube. Yeah.
And I'm going to send that out, I think, because I have it also. I have the link to YouTube. That was really brilliant listening to it and amazing. When did you do the training with John Gray?
It was in the beginning of this year.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. This has been amazing. Any last words of wisdom to the woman out there watching? It's all for her to learn to manage her emotions and enjoy better communication and connection. Any last words you want to say? Encouragement?
Yeah, just wish you all good luck and really try to understand the other part. This is just amazing. So yeah, all love to you.
I love that. Thank you so much. And thank you for watching. Make sure you tune in tomorrow and make sure you try Frederikke's free gift and don't just sit and watch it. You know, it's good to watch and it's great to connect, but we need to take some action. And Frederikke's gift is one way of producing oxytocin. 100 ways where you don't have to sit and wait for your husband to do something. How great is that? Let's level up our own leadership and know that our husband really does love us and just take all this that's given to you. We're here for you 100%. Reach out to me, Frederikke, any of the other speakers. We're here to help you. So take advantage of Frederikke's gift because I know she's a busy woman with a lot out there and she's pouring this into us and I'm so grateful. So I hope you take advantage of it. Thank you so much for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.